Good morning to you. Good morning to you. Good morning to you. Good morning to you. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to another Me First Morning. I am your host and energy alchemist, Patricia Rivera-Wolfson. I'm also an intuitive coach and an energy healer, a wife, and a mom to 3 boys. And it is my mission to help you, number 1, calibrate your energy. Number 2, integrate self-care into easy, doable steps. Yes, it's possible, I promise. And number 3, how to shine your light in this world in your own unique way. Welcome to another show. So what are we going to be talking about today? Well, today we're going to be talking about why we face what appears to be the same situations over and over and over again. Right? And it's easy to feel like we're being punished or, that we are paying for some sort of karmic debt when we face the same situation over and over again. And it's like not the same people and not exactly the same situation, but it's so close and it feels so close. And I'm here to tell you that it is energetically the same situation. However, each time you face this situation that's a repeat over and over again, you are addressing another layer of the wound that situation brings up for you, right? So every time it comes up for you, it's an opportunity for you to heal another layer of that wound. So it's actually not a terrible thing. It just feels terrible when we're going through it. But for our personal evolution, it's actually really important that we go through these things where we face the situation and then we're able to address it from a different place energetically, adding new tools, new strategies, and new skills that we've learned. We get to implement them when we face the same situation. So we're going to talk a little bit more about that later. Right now, we're going to get started with our Me First Morning ritual, and I'd like to welcome you all to join me. Hi, Mom. Good morning. Welcome. Thank you for being here. For those of you who have not yet subscribed to my YouTube channel, go right now to YouTube, Jumpstart for Change, and smash that subscribe button and ding that notification bell and make sure that you spread the word to your friends if you think that anybody might benefit from watching this show and doing our little morning ritual together. So I like to do this morning ritual. I like to do it here on the show because otherwise I probably won't do it. and that's the truth. So I created this so that I would have a morning routine that worked for me so that we could do this together. But let me tell you, the more I have done this morning routine, and since I started this new season, we'll say like since September, today is our 90th episode. So for 90 times over the last few months, I have done these morning rituals. And what that has done is it has embedded a routine. It has embedded and kept this connection at the top of my mind where when I get off balance, I make sure to stop and breathe and just give myself a second and recalibrate. So the same thing that we're doing together this morning is something that you can do throughout the day if you find yourself a little lost, you're like off kilter, you feel disconnected, or you're just having a rough time and you need to bring yourself back to your foundation. You can do this again at any time of day or night. And it should help you recenter yourself and refocus yourself so that you can get back to thinking about what's important and get yourself back to that GPS word, back to your anchor, which is the feeling that you want to embody each and every day. And so we begin by taking a few deep breaths and just getting our body to receive that centering, that relaxation, and that energetic charge from, the sky and from the earth, right? From the heavens and from the earth, because we are made of stardust. And as I like to say, earth dust, which is dirt, right? So we're made of stars and dirt and a little mix of the two. So this little morning ritual is a way for us to welcome in the energy from both the heavens and from earth so that we can charge ourselves up for the day with the energy that makes us up. All right, so here we go. Let's light that candle. If you have one, please go ahead. Welcome and feel free to say hi to anybody watching, or if you're watching the replay, say #replay. Here we go, lighting the candle. Smelling good already. Speaking of smelling good, I'm grabbing my essential oils. You can also grab some. This is how I like to do the routine. You can do it your own way. You don't need essential oils. I use my sacred frankincense from the Young Living collection. But as I've said before, I am not loyal to any one brand of essential oils. Use whatever feels good to you, or if you have a friend that sells them, ask them what they recommend and see what resonates with you and use that. I love the smell. Oh my God, this one's my total favorite. Especially for this type of thing, the centering, the grounding, you want to get like an earthy scent, at least for me. Although, if you want to energize yourself, you can use like a lemon and rosemary or something like that. You can see what feels good to you. All right, so now I'm also going to grab my clear quartz spheres. Here we go. And you don't need to use any crystals either, but if you have them and you want to use them, then go ahead. Whichever crystal resonates with you is fine. I like to use the clear quartz spheres because I hold them in my hand and I feel like it energizes and amplifies the entire experience. All right, so let us imagine that the top of our head is just opening up as we receive the liquid sunshine just pouring into the top of our head and filling our bodies with light. And just imagine your entire body, every single cell, filling itself with light and just breaking apart or dissipating any stuck, stagnant, or dense energy that's like all balled up or caught up inside your body. And then when you exhale, I want you to release any of that stagnant and stuck energy and just let it go. And we'll ask Mother Nature to transmute it for the highest and greatest good of all. So let's do that together. First deep breath right now. And then you hold for 5 seconds and release. Okay, here we go. And hold. And release. Beautiful. Okay, let's go to our next deep breath. This is number 2. And now I want you to focus a little bit more on your feet. Plant your feet well on the ground, almost like I want you to think of it as we're charging from our feet. So like you would put your phone on top of an ag charger and make sure it's touching. Our feet are touching the ground and they're going to receive the charge from the earth. And I want you to imagine that from the earth just comes through this beautiful life force energy. You can picture it as a root coming up through your feet, and it's charging your body with the energy of the earth, that life force energy that helps the plants and animals grow, that helps the buds in the spring burst through the ground and blossom into the beautiful plants and flowers that they are, right? And it's going to help you do the same thing. So just get your feet well planted on the ground, as I said. Imagine that energy coming up through the bottom of your feet and just going through your entire body. And I like to imagine it really like branching out. And once again, just disconnecting, breaking apart, or dissolving any energy that is stuck, stagnant, or feeling a little heavy in your body. All right, let's do that together. One more time. And hold. And release. Good morning, Marissa. Hi, good morning. Okay, and now we're going to take our final deep breath and make this one count. I want you to breathe as deeply as possible, increasing your capacity for breath, increasing your capacity to receive that beautiful healing light from the heavens and the life force energy from the earth. It all comes from everywhere anyway. And I want you to imagine that you are breathing so deeply that you are extending your wings in the back. I want you to just pretend that you have beautiful light wings, angelic wings. Just imagine, use your imagination, okay? Pretend you're 5, all right? And just blow into the air into your wings as if you are inflating them with your breath, with your life force energy, and just bringing in all of that healing light into your body. And we'll hold once again, and then release anything that doesn't serve us. Okay, here we go. And hold. And release. Whew, that felt good. Okay, put the crystals down and let's do a little stretching. And as you guys know, those of you who watch the show, I like to stretch my neck and my back. That's where I feel most of my pain. But you can stretch any part of your body. And in fact, the more more body parts you stretch, the better it is for you. But really look at stretching out the parts that feel tense, that feel uncomfortable, that you may be feeling some pain, and you want to clear your vessel, right? So when you're clearing your vessel, you want to kind of take out all the kinks. So if we imagine ourselves as a water hose, right? And so this is our vessel, and just like the water hose, it has kinks in it, right? Energy or dirt or whatever that's inside. So we cleanse the inside with our breath, and the outside, we're just making sure that the kinks are released so that the water can flow through freely. So this is the same with our bodies. We are releasing any sort of kinks or tension in our body so that we can remain a clear and open channel for the light and love that our spiritual support team is constantly sending us. Okay, here we go. Ooh. Yes. Okay. Once you're done stretching to the point where you feel complete, then just shake it out. Shake it out, shake it out, shake it out. Yes. Because movement is key. We want to loosen things up, right? We want to shake things out. We want to get things moving slowly and smoothly, right? Because we want to clear our channel. We want to connect with our spiritual support team, and we want to charge up for the day. All right, so now let's set our intention together. And this is where we ask for support from our spiritual team to come and help us set our intentions for the day. For those of you who have a clear intention of what you would like to accomplish, or you have your GPS word on hand and you know what feeling you would like to encompass and embody in your life, not just for today, but each and every day and each and every moment, the feeling you aspire to, which you would get from the GPS workbook. For those of you who have not yet downloaded it. It is free. Go to the GPS workbook right now, and you can just go through a series of questions that will help you figure out what your GPS word or phrase is, which will be your anchoring phrase that anytime you get a little lost or disconnected, it brings you back to center. Okay, so let's do that together now and set our intention with the Me First Morning Prayer. If you have your own spiritual or religious prayer or words you'd like to say, you can do that instead, or just sit in silence. And contemplate that intention you have for the day. Okay, here we go. Divine Mother, Infinite Father, Creator, Ascended Masters, Archangels, Spirit Guides, Ancestors, and all beings of 100% pure white light, allow me to be a clear and open channel of your light and love without hesitation or ego. May the highest vibration of infinite consciousness connect with my higher self and release any and all things that no longer serve me. I ask that Saint Germain and his infinitely powerful violet flame burn away the things that no longer serve myself or humanity and hold us back from our divine existence. Help us to embody our intentions for the day and help us raise the collective vibration for the highest and greatest good of all. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So be it, and so it is. Whew, that felt heavy today, right? Like, I don't know. It felt for me. It was like a little heavy. Anyway, all right, let's pull a card and say what the cards have for us. I've been pulling from the Keepers of the Light deck this week. I think I'm going to continue the tradition right now because I've been feeling the Keepers of the Light have really been present. I think with everything that's been going on, and I know so many people personally, I know so many people that are really going through some really, really rough times, and it's hard out there right now, and you really need to be gentle with yourself. You really need to take care of yourself. Just be gentle and compassionate with yourself and with others, because everybody's really struggling right now. Okay, so let's pull a card, and in the meantime, let's talk about these situations that repeat over and over again, because this is something that I talk to people about a lot, right? Where we find ourselves in the same situation over and over again. Either we're overextending ourselves, or we're not, we find ourselves overextending ourselves is a big one, I think, for especially many moms and women. And, since I am a woman and a mom, or that's how I identify, It is a very present challenge for me where it's like an overextension of myself, right? Where we are always trying to be in a million different places at the same time. We're always trying to be there for everybody. We want to, hold space and help out and support and do what we can. Very often, of course, putting ourselves last. Hence, this show, Me First Mornings, and why I've done it, because it's important for us to remember that we need to take care of our own needs, our own energy, and calibrate ourselves first before we go out into the world and deal with other people's stuff, right? Because if you are not grounded and centered in who you are, then you are easily influenced and manipulated into, taking on other people's situations, problems, and energy. And we want to avoid that, because when you are, taking in other people's stuff, then you are existing in their world, right? Like you're not participating in your life anymore. You're participating in their life. You're participating in their energy. And what we want to do, and what I'd like to support you in doing, is to bring the energy back to you. Right? Make your life your one. And as such, you have to set the boundaries to protect your time, protect your energy, and protect yourself, to make sure that when you are supporting and helping and being present for others, that you are completely supportive and present, because you have established a true foundation for yourself and for your energy. So if I can hold space for you, I can only hold space for the people in my life if I am on a solid foundation. If I'm on shaky ground, however, anybody I'm helping, I'm bringing them onto my shaky ground, and we're both going to end up just falling. And that's never pretty. Now, that's not what today's conversation is about specifically, right? Today, we're specifically talking about those repeating situations in our lives, relationships that repeat over and over again, whether it's, you find yourself in a relationship with someone who takes advantage of you, or someone who is not honest with you, or some, situations like that that just appear over and over, or at work, you're constantly being passed over in terms of I was going to say a presentation, like a promotion, or, you feel like you're not being validated or acknowledged, and over again, the same thing happens. And it may not be with the same person or the same manager or whatever. It could be with different people, but the situation that arises is the same. And even more importantly, the feelings that come up for you seem to be coming up over and over again in these situations. And so why does that happen? I said in my post, I don't know if you guys read the post before watching the show or just hop onto the show. Good morning, Linda. Hi. So in the post that I wrote this morning, I said that I'm going to share with you how that the challenges that you face, right? And when you're facing the challenge again, can actually be a sign that your spiritual support team is supporting you, of course, but that they believe in you, because you are facing the situation again because it is another opportunity for you to apply the new lessons. So here's what happens, right? In any situation in life, especially we're talking about the repeating situations, right? You have, let's just say you're in a relationship. You guys know I love using relationship examples because we all know what it's like to be in a relationship. We all know what it's like to be hurt. We all know what it's like to be betrayed. We all know what it's like to be, we all know what it's like to be in a loving relationship. I don't know. I can't speak for everybody, so I won't say that. But let's just say we all know what it's like to be in a relationship with someone where there is give and take, and there's energetic exchange, and where there's sometimes, when there is an imbalance of contribution or of energy within the relationship, right? And so you may find yourself in that situation with somebody, and, let's say in your younger years, you were, in a toxic relationship where you weren't treated properly, and then you finally got out of that relationship and moved on and met somebody else, and, are in a new relationship with that person. And let's just say that it seems that although you have resolved some of that, toxicity that existed in your relationship because you're with a new person in a new situation, but there's certain things that keep arising for you over and over again in the relationship. Maybe it's, you're not speaking up for yourself, or maybe you feel invalidated by this person, or not valued, or you don't feel like, that the other person is contributing as much into the relationship as you. Well, through our life, as we gain experience, as we gain insight, as we do the healing work and we, sit with ourselves and talk with ourselves and figure out, this is what this means to me. This is how I'm growing and evolving. This is what I no longer want to accept in my life. And this is what I'm looking for more of. When you are in a new relationship, it is your chance, and not just your chance, but it is the purpose of it is for you to now apply all of those intentions that you had when you left the last relationship. And it may not have even been your last relationship. It may have been a relationship you had 20 years ago. And then suddenly you're like in another situation that feels so similar to that first one. And why is it? Because throughout the 20 years, you've gained experience, you've gained insight, you've grown, you've evolved as a person, you've gained strategies, you've gotten different skills, you're in a completely different energetic place. So this is your opportunity to step into this relationship facing some of the similar things, right? So they energetically are on the same level as what you had experienced before, but you are at a different level. So it's up to you to apply the growth and the learning that you acquired during your life to this new situation, right? So if you said, I'm no longer going to accept this type of relationship or this type of abuse or this type of, I'm not going to accept this type of situation anymore, and you find yourself in a relationship that contains the exact situation you had said to yourself you weren't going to accept, well, this is the opportunity for you to keep that promise to yourself and for you to create the conditions for you to keep that promise to yourself, right? So it's okay, this relationship is not working for me. This is how it's not working for me. I used to answer things in this way. I used to come up with these solutions. I used to face this and do this. But now that I'm in a different place, I am going to face it from this perspective. I'm going to address it stronger, clearer, more confident, and from a completely different energetic place. And what happens is when you do that, you dissolve the issues that you had, right? You are taking care of the wounds. You are addressing the wounds and standing up for yourself. You are being your own advocate. You are taking care of the little person inside of you that expects to be protected and guided, right? Now, I always say you are divinely guided and protected, and I'm not taking that away. You absolutely are always divinely guided and protected. But at the same time as that you are divinely guided and protected, in the same way that your parents, hopefully, for those of you who have a good relationship with them, your parents will always be there for you no matter what, no matter how old you are, they're always your parents, right? Just like that, we as our own individual souls, individual spirits, well, as individual because we are in these human bodies that are individual, right? We also have the opportunity to do it our own way and to do it ourselves. And so our spiritual support team is cheering us on and saying, you can do this, right? Just like a parent will be like, hey, you already did this once. You already graduated from, 8th grade. You can graduate from high school, and you already graduated from high school. You can graduate from college, and you can't do the work for your kids. Just like our spiritual support team can't do the work for us, but it's there cheering us on, guiding us, and supporting us in whatever way they can. But we are the ones that have the answers and the solutions in our hands. We're the ones that need to take the action. We're the ones that need to make the difference in our lives. And when we do that, because when we do it ourselves, then we gain confidence. When we do it ourselves, then we gain clarity. When we do it ourselves, we are building that self-actualization, and we are seeing that we are capable, and we are building that relationship with ourselves, knowing that we will never put ourselves in that situation that happened many years ago again, right? When you stand up for yourself, advocate for yourself, make different choices that you have done before from situations that have hurt you, you are moving forward, you are evolving, and most importantly, you are building a beautiful relationship with yourself and building trust with yourself. And if you trust yourself above all things, and if you know, no matter what, I can get through this, no matter what, I can face this, no matter what, I am going to be okay, right? Because you know that you're never going to abandon yourself, because you know that no matter what comes your way, you're going to face it and deal with it in the best way you can. And also, you're going to know that you are being divinely guided and supported. If you can build that sort of support in your life and really believe that you have that support in your life, and that belief, of course, is built through practice over and over again, practicing your boundaries, practicing setting your intentions, practicing making choices that feel good to you and that are in complete and total alignment with your higher self. Once you've done that, then nobody can sort of shake you off your ground, right? Because you will feel solid in your foundation. And then any challenge that comes your way will no longer drop you off, get you off kilter, because you'll be like, well, whatever comes my way, I know I can handle it. I've got this. I've done things like this before. And that is why I really encourage you to, when you are faced with a challenge, instead of looking at it as, oh God, here I am again, this is my punishment for not doing things right. Think of it instead as, this is another time I can practice doing what's best for me. This is another way that I can show myself that I can count on me. Because that is one of the most important things that you can do for yourself, is build a relationship of trust with yourself that no matter what, you can do it and you've got it, right? And that's also how we build trust with spirit, because, that's what is within us, right? Our spiritual support team supports us, and that's love and spirit and guidance. It flows through us so that we can function and also see things from that higher perspective. All right, let me pull a card. Because we're almost finishing up, and I'm hoping that, this conversation was helpful for those of you that might be facing a challenge that feels like you're doing the same thing over and over and over again. It's not exactly the same thing. It's another level of this thing. But if it's showing up in your life, it is because it is time for you to heal another level of that wound. And I promise you, you can get through this and you can do it. Just approach it from your new perspective, your new energetic calibration. If you do it from that place, from a place of love and trust, then you're going to be getting through it with flying colors and moving on and expanding and growing exactly as you need to for the highest and greatest good of all. All right, here we go. Boom. Okay. All right, so look at the card that came up. Here we go. Saint Germain, karma releasing. Move beyond drama, create your own path, make room for good energy. Come on, people. It could not be a more perfect card for what we're talking about today, right? Karma releasing is exactly the card that should come up when we're talking about repeating, situations and things coming up over and over again. Yes, there can be residual karma. They can be coming up for you because they are karmic debts that you need to address or pay. But we are in the time of humanity where we are releasing all karmic debt. We are releasing all connection to old karma. So everything that's coming up right now, when you heal it, it is an opportunity for you to heal it for good, for all eternity, in all time, space, and dimensions, right? So when it comes up for you, know that your choices that you are making, and if you are able to make a different choice than before, that is you breaking the pattern of karma. That is you breaking generational patterns in your family. That is you breaking past any limitations that you have had up until now. And so here we are, Saint Germain helping you. And if you feel like you need extra support, call on Saint Germain. to burn, using the purple flame to burn away all old contracts, old limiting beliefs, old wounds that no longer serve you. Just burn them away in that purple flame and ask them to be transmuted for the highest and greatest good. Okay, that's it for today. I will be back tomorrow. I am here every Monday through Friday at 10 a.m. EST. Don't forget to go to Jumpstart for Change on YouTube and please subscribe, ding that notification bell, and I will see you tomorrow. Have a lovely day. I'll see you then. Bye.